6:45 p.m. Present from council, all members of council are present from the administration, the mayor's spot, law director Clarence, the engineer Welch, and finance director Schindel. We have one item on the agenda today. It's under proposed legislation, and it's the discussion of the sewer rates. At our last meeting, we were given some information from CT Consultants regarding the current status of our sewer fund and its impact on the city budget. And they recommended an increase. So with that, is there any further discussion on this matter? I believe there was a change that was made.
The mayor updated me after I was out of town. The mayor updated me that the council wanted to make sure there was what we call sunset date, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So that you guys can revisit the issue of that one for the benefit of the resident. So the change I did make was find on the second page, I think, indicating that it shall increase for 5 year periods. It indicates that last year we changed the law from 30 to 40. And this correct should be 5 years annual set and council on the issue.
In Mayor Spot, I think you were saying that you wanted to mention something about the homestead.
Yeah, just want to make sure that everybody's aware that it is homesteaders, if you're listed with the county, you're getting 15% deduction. That's it in there too.
15% was the city.
You'll see that too. In case of you'll see that too. I see that.
Is there any further discussion on this matter? Seeing none, I guess I just have to pull the committee at this time to see if we want to move it forward. Councilman Myers and Councilman Schmidt. Okay, now I'll vote to move it forward. We have no pending matters. We have no miscellaneous matters. We have some time for recognition of the public. Would anybody like to address the committee this evening? Yes, we'll have 3 minutes, and please direct your comments to the chair, and you have 12 personalities.
Heather Freeman, 125 Street. When the consultant from CC here was here at the last meeting, he mentioned that so it's a good policy to have 100% of your operating fund in your carryover in the sewer budget. And I was just curious, based on the projections, the information that you have provided, by 2023, if we do these increases, it looks like we're going to have a carryover of over $5 million. So I'm curious, because there's also a side comment about projects that Lily's going to make us do for the Ohio today. Do we know what those projects are going to be, and why are we trying to have a $5 million carryover when the projected operating costs are only around $3 million? I'm concerned about the large increase and large amount of carryover and why it looks like we're saving money. The other question I have was just mentioned this evening, 15% deduction homestead. Can you clarify, is that different or the same? I know that the county commissioners are also a senior discount without the 30% on the sewer rate. Is that something? What is that? Are we giving that rate a 30% reduction in seniors as well, or? Because I don't see those kind of numbers in here, I'm sure. And I did make a request that we just code ordinance 2 times, so I can be more educated this evening, attending this meeting, but that was fun. Need that in the record as well.
Okay. Is there any further discussion, any answers to those questions?
I just use the language that appears in the commissioner's website that's the program. So we've seen the residents enrollment, I use the language for Lake County senior citizen discount program, and it's more than 15%, but we have 60%. The county has deduction on water. This is deduction on sewer.
The county has 20, they increased their sewer rate 30% reduction for seniors. So if it's 15 or 30, or we matching the county?
We left it at 15.
You raised it to 15?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And will that is that here tonight for the public to see, since council may be voting on it, we have the final version. I requested it from you, Mr. Spotman, and Ms. Moran earlier this morning after the class.
It was sent to you prior to the meeting.
I'll check my email again, because I checked a little bit ago and didn't have it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, seeing none. The time is now 6:50, and this meeting is adjourned.
I don't. There's no.
It says it was sent to you at 3:45 p.m.
Calling this council a full meeting for July the 9th, 2024, to order at 7:02 p.m. All members of council are present. All members of the administration are present. If there's anyone recording this meeting as a courtesy of the public, will you please identify yourself so the public entities know they are being recorded? The city of East Lake is recording this meeting. Under legislation proposed, 070901, a resolution authorizing the mayor and director of finance to accept a donation of $1,000 from CT Consultants for fireworks and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. We received a check today for $1,000, and I would like council's permission to accept it.
Any discussion, questions? Okay, next item, 070902, resolution authorizing and directing the mayor and director of finance to enter into a contract with Specialized Construction, Inc., of Cuyahoga Heights, Ohio, the lowest and best and most responsible bidder for the Lakeland Boulevard paving resurfacing for a total of $787,242.31 and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. We accepted bids several weeks ago, and Specialized was the lowest and most responsive bidder. We've got all the paperwork in place with the Ohio Public Works Commission to enter into the contract. We just need council's approval.
Any questions from Mr. Miller?
We use them for anything else. They may have been a subcontractor on previous projects, but I don't know if they were a client of CT's worked with them on past projects.
Any other questions? Next item, 070903, resolution authorizing and directing the mayor and director of finance to enter into a contract with TC Construction, Inc. of Willoughby Hills, Ohio, the lowest and best and most responsible bidder for the East 347th Street pavement reconstruction for a total of $470,800 and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. This is very similar. The money is through the Ohio Public Works Commission, and so the funds become available on July 1st for us to get into the entry contract.
Any other questions?
TC has done plenty of work in the area.
Okay, 070904, resolution submitting to the electors of the city the question of renewing the existing .05 tax levy for the purposes of providing fire apparatus, capital improvement, and equipment for the fire department pursuant to section 5705.19I of the Ohio Revised Code and declaring emergency.
Thank you. This is part two. The first part we passed maybe a month ago or so, and we went to the county and got the numbers, and this is the second part that just basically says now we're going to take the other.
Any questions? Okay. 070905 has been removed from tonight's agenda. 070906, an ordinance amending section 939.26B, sewer service charges, the codified ordinance of the city of East Lake with a sunset date for rate increases to read as such.
I think this is one we were discussing finance committee and we were adding the sunset date for this annual sewer rate increases to bring us up, I guess, more close on par.
Any questions?
This is second reading, so that way that's going to be reviewed.
First reading. Okay, so this is first reading there? Yes. Okay, legislation pending, 062503, an ordinance authorizing issuance of conditional use permit to Galima Shabazz, doing business as Exquisite Spaces located at 36091 Vine Street, units 400 through 600, East Lake, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. This is on second reading for tonight.
party, for what else I could, read it. But there was, we wanted to be able to have people in and out. It had to be a defined group, in my opinion, by the reading, and you guys can read it yourselves. It says that, public, defines it to public places, and that, obviously they can't charge any type of courting fees. And if they allow, they would be responsible if there was some issue. I just, the entire thing is, the event is a private event, and access is restricted to invited guests only. So, I would assume we'd have to have some type of, list to check, and the parking issue, I know is gonna be an issue, because we talked about the parking on the street, which is fine, but once we start going out there with the tickets and or on cars, obviously, we're probably gonna have an issue there as well. Again, nothing on the owner, I'm sure, just like everyone, are trying to do something, good and try to make some money as well. I just, with that location and that type of lack of restrictions, I would be concerned myself. The last one we had was a different situation, because they had a liquor permit, but that also gave us more resources to their liquor license, and gave us the ability to conduct that investigation, where otherwise, being a private place, we may struggle. So just for your information. Here.
Do you want to hear about the parking issue?
Yes.
Okay. So what I did is I went over the spaces that were there. The space that we're talking about tonight, they would get a max of 15 spaces. The other restaurant on the other end would get 10. The pawn shop 4. The kitty or cat facility, whatever it is, 4. And then there is one other open space not being used, so I gave them 4 also. So it'd be a total of about 37 spaces for that complex now. That complex was enlarged with more spaces. A long time ago, there used to be a house there. The house got torn down, and at that point, the person who owned the shopping center went ahead and paved it and enlarged the parking lot. But that parking lot was never meant to be that large. I can't speak for what happened then or why it happened then, but, so that's what I have come up with is 15 spaces would be allotted for the event center, whatever you want to call it.
Did you find out what the capacity is of the event center?
It's going to be about 40 people. And that's staff and everything.
Can I go over these numbers again really quickly? You said 15, 10, 4, 4, and 1.
No, it said 15, 10, 4, 4, and 4.
Okay.
I'm not great at math, so if I make a mistake.
Any other questions? Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned at 7:12 p.m. I'm calling this regular council meeting of July the 9th, 2024, to order at 7:10 p.m. Sir, will you lead us in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, America, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Meyer? Here. Mr. Smith. Here. Mr. Shelman. Here. Mr. Senick.
Yes.
Mr. Overton.
Here. Okay, before we get into city business, the chief has some members he'd like to swear in. Well, you guys can sit down, Michael, we gotta stay up. We hired, first, I'd like to, on behalf of the city, apologize for, obviously, our air is out. We'd invite you over to the police department, but it's out there as well. So, you know, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but we do appreciate the turnout. Hired Michael about 6 months ago. He was, went through a rigorous background check, interview process, and it takes a little bit of work to get to the selection process. He got selected. Michael had a few years behind him. A lot of our candidates are coming in early 20s, the mid-20s, Michael's in his mid-30s. Picking up a job like this and going to the police academy, a lot of rigorous PT standards. He got there, worked hard from the get, and really did well getting himself through that and graduated a couple weeks ago. Started on his own, or started in training now. He, before this, worked at University Hospital for a good bit, had a great record there. He was here with his mother, some friends, and his partner Holly, who's in the band on him. Big part of his career is obviously getting it started and getting it rolling in the right direction. We're happy with how we started. We're looking forward to the future. So we appreciate and congratulations. Lieutenant Weber. And Taylor.
I, Chris Weber. I, Chris Weber. Do solemnly swear or affirm. Or affirm. That I will support. The Constitution and laws. Of the United States of America. The Constitution and laws. Of the State of Ohio. Ordinances of the city of Eastside. To the best of my ability. Will discharge the duties. In the office. Of police lieutenant. For the city of Eastside. Congratulations, sir.
first of all, it's pretty tough to do when you're doing it in your office by yourself. It's even tougher under pressure a little bit. That's true. Chris was hired by us back in 2013. He was actually one of my first group of hires after I made chief. Not the best time to get hired at the city of Eastlake. And obviously we had our troubles especially from 13 to 18. He helped us get through that phase of our existence. Made sergeant in January 2021, and in charge of a lot of different things at the station. With our IT, he's done bomb squad, been with that, and really passionate about that. He's got the fortunate, after Lieutenant Maloney left, he got put with the schedule, which is the toughest administrative job because it's always changing and there's always something going on. He takes these responsibilities to heart. He really a good workhorse, going from middle management to upper management now. I feel he's ready for that move. He's here with family, his wife Flora, his 2 daughters, and Everett, who has performed well with the badge. So we look forward to this move, and I think he's well prepared to take the next step. So congratulations. You guys are welcome to stay and supper with us, or we're going to take a couple minutes so everyone can filter out if you decide you'd like to do that. But we do appreciate you coming out and spending time with us too. Moving along. Is there a motion to approve the agenda for the regular council meeting for July 9th, 2024? Is there a second? Please call the roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Smith? Yes. Mr. Feldman?
Yes.
Mr. Overstreet?
Yes. Motion carried, the agenda is approved. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the regular council meeting of June 25th, 2024? Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Clement?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes.
Mr. Katsounis?
Yes.
Ms. Kreniak?
Abstain?
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Feldman?
Yes.
Mr. Overstreet?
Yes. Motion carried, the minutes are approved. The next regularly scheduled council as a whole meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, August the 27th, 7 p.m., with the regular council meeting immediately following the adjournment of the council as a whole meeting. We have one motion. The motion to approve the liquor license transfer 0040318 from the American Croatian Lodge, Inc. to Adriatic Events LLC at 349 100 Lakeshore Boulevard, Suite 301, East Lake, Ohio. Is there a motion to approve the transfer?
So moved.
Is there a second? Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Kuzic?
Yes.
Mrs. Feldman?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
No.
Ms. Kraniak?
No.
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Overstreet?
No. Motion did not carry.
This four votes.
Four votes?
Four votes, yes.
Four yes, okay. Motion carried. Motion approved. Okay, committee reports.
Yeah, I have committee meetings before this meeting, this was to discuss the grade in the sewer fees. We added, this was discussed at the previous meeting as well, but we had an addition of sunset provision after 5 years. That is to say that at the end of 5 years, the matter would have to be reconsidered. And also, we discussed the 15% exemption for homesteaders. And with that, the proposed legislation was moved forward by the unanimous vote of the committee.
Any questions? Any other committee meeting? Floor is now open for recognition of the public. Everyone speakers and other remarks will be directed to the chair and will not involve personality. They are limited to 3 minutes per person, 30 minutes total. I have no one signed up to speak. Is there anyone who wishes to address council? Ma'am? Please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Jen Marco, I'm general manager of the County Cabin. Our address is 9300 Pine Street. I know I only have 3 minutes to speak, so I'll speak as quickly as I can, and I'll be available afterwards for questions. I'm here this evening as I'm concerned for lack of communication and urging again a number of issues that Classic Auto third party. The city and the captains listed during the next file is probably in the 2028 baseball season. Despite the conversations, there has been no movement in any extension. In fact, there's been little communication on required MLB updates as it's still relating to field renovations and paving any extension. Last offseason, the new field renovations was slated and involved shots after renovations and constructed by Keeping Consultants and Burgers to the city. There was no communication from the city and the window of time to meet the field reconstruction and tax. The delay of the project also happened to over $100,000 to make last year's change to the facility and field. Additionally, this created hundreds of more hours of work for our staff that works around the clock to meet the community and free up. It also cost the city additional funds. Additionally, the ballpark has made deferred maintenance items that have been put off for years, including loose railings, broken concrete, painting, and several other non-major league baseball related needs. The deferred maintenance of these items is over $400,000 and continues to be consultancy for work that was generated in 2021. Our new ownership has been patient and has invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in both required major league baseball facilities and advanced community areas. They have been and are committed to this community if the city will agree to be a partner. Most recently, for the first time ever, in Captain history, we were awarded $500,000 in state capital dollars that goes straight to the city's ballpark improvement. The captains have put it to bill with the lobbyist to help them push this message that the ballpark needs financial assistance. When we received the mandates from Major League Baseball and the facility improvements required in 2021, I worked tirelessly with Mr. Moore to share our story, the need, and knock on wood. I was determined to work with the city to obtain the necessary funding needed for maintenance on the Major League Baseball project. For our contractual agreement, the city was responsible for providing all of it. Thanks to the partnership with the Lake County Commissioners, we were able to complete our required clubhouse expansion and lighting project on time. In this situation and all situations, we decided to be a partner, extending our efforts to the request to the community. We're asking the people in the city to be our partner. If you don't like something, don't send a necessary email and copy people that have no involvement. Don't promise to team in the meeting opportunity to give up parking passes to the public and to take away the opportunity to have a conversation with all meetings. I'm asking you all to join me to support us. The Lake County Captains team recently finished the first half championship that pushes additional games during the postseason in September. We hosted our first three consecutive NCAA Division III baseball championships that generated over $500,000 globally.
and seems to be all over the country for attending summer youth games. We host their annual quarterly football and headlines like the Rhythm Run Series and the Showcase. Even superstar Travis Kelce came out with come in the building. There's a lot of really exciting things going on down the street. If the city wants to tap into these events and continue into the next decade, I really need everyone here on anything that we need to support. We need a timeline to bring all part of our concept of bird maintenance day. The team cannot be refunding fans for experience areas to rebuild air conditioning units or other facility maintenance issues. The president and team have been extremely helpful in repairing what they can, but it's bigger facility updates for sure needed right away. We need clear communication from the city that important tasks are being handled without question, and the team and ownership group need to know that this is not the season. Mayor Platinum, the board.
Is there anyone else that wishes to address council? Name and address for the record, please.
Heather Turner, 125 357th Street. I have a question about the proposed 15% senior discount. How is the city going to administer this proposed discount? Will we be relying on Lake County to review and accept applications on your behalf to determine who is eligible for the 15% discount? Who's going to be doing that? And then secondly, also the comments made regarding the proposed event center on Vine Street. At the last meeting, there was discussion about 50 parking spaces in the parking lot, and now we're down to 37 because of a potential illegal expansion of the parking lot that occurred, which I find so ironic because I've been emailing the city for over a month regarding an illegal parking lot expansion, which I've been completely blown off about. So I find that very confusing as to why you're targeting someone with a parking lot that's fully paved, and you're using that as an issue to potentially not approve their project, but that one that is actively being constructed without permits, without abiding by state, federal, local guidelines. You're looking to blind eye. The fence that's around the outdoor storage area behind Ingram's is a salvage yard. Chain link doesn't bring anything. You can still see the concrete bollards that look like absolute garbage. If that's what you want Vine Street to look like, keep on going. Right? At Biggie today, why do we have construction cones with tape around the drive-through? If there was an issue with just painting on the parking lot, you should have put up like raised planters, something to delineate drive-through, so people knew where it was. But it looks like a construction site and brand new to this building. So again, I'm here to please follow your own laws, give the administrative people that you hire to enforce these rules. And if you really want Vine Street and East Lake to look better, like start enforcing the rules we have in place. Thank you.
Anyone else that wishes to address council? Seeing none, moving on to the legislation proposed. Will the clerk please read legislation 070901?
A resolution authorizing the mayor and director of finance to accept a donation of $1,000 from DC Consultants for fireworks and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion to suspend the rule requiring second reading to read in full?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Craniac?
Yes.
Ms. Castellic?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczmarek?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt? Yes. Mr. Semick?
Yes.
Mr. Overstreet?
Yes. Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Will the clerk please call the roll.
Ms. Craniac?
Yes.
Ms. Castellic?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczmarek?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Semick?
Yes.
Mr. Overstreet?
Yes. Motion carries, the legislation is adopted. Will the clerk please read legislation 070902?
A resolution authorizing and directing the mayor and director of finance to enter into a contract with Specialized Construction, Inc. of Cuyahoga Heights, Ohio, the lowest and best and most responsible bidder for the Lakeland Boulevard pavement resurfacing for a total amount of $787,242.31 and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion to suspend the rule requiring separate readings and readings in full? So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Will the clerk please call the roll.
Mr. Myers?
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczmarek?
Yes.
Ms. Craniac?
Yes.
Ms. Castellic?
Yes.
Mr. Semick? Mr. Overstreet?
Yes. Is there a motion to adopt? Move to adopt. Is there a second?
Second.
Will the clerk please call the roll.
Mr. Myers?
Yes.
Ms.
clerk please read legislation 070903?
A resolution authorizing and directing the mayor and director of finance to enter into a contract with PC Construction Inc. of Logan Hills, Ohio, the lowest and best and most responsible bidder for the East 347th Street pavement reconstruction for a total amount of $470,800 and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion to suspend the rule requiring separate readings in full? Is there a second? Second. The clerk please call the roll.
Mr. Myers?
Yes.
Mr. Semming?
Yes.
Mr. Katsounis?
Yes.
Ms. Kraniak?
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Ms. Castelli?
Yes.
Mr. Overstreet?
Yes. Is there a motion to adopt? Move to adopt. Is there a second? Second. Clerk please call the roll.
Mr. Myers?
Yes.
Mr. Semming?
Yes.
Mr. Katsounis?
Yes.
Ms. Kraniak?
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Ms. Castelli?
Yes.
Mr. Overstreet?
Yes. Motion is carried, legislation is adopted. Will the clerk please read legislation 070904?
A resolution submitting to the electors of the city the question of the renewal of an existing 0.5 mil tax levy for the purpose of providing fire apparatus, capital improvements, and equipment for the fire department pursuant to section 5705.19I of the revised code and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion to suspend the rule requiring separate readings and readings in full? Is there a second? Second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Castelli?
Yes. Or yes, I'm sorry.
Mr. Semming?
Yes.
Mr. Katsounis?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes.
Ms. Kraniak?
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Overstreet?
Yes. Is there a motion to adopt?
Move to adopt.
Is there a second? Second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Castelli?
Yes.
Mr. Semming?
Yes.
Mr. Katsounis?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes.
Ms. Kraniak?
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Overstreet?
Yes. Motion carried, legislation adopted. Will the clerk please read legislation 070906?
An ordinance amending section 939.26D sewer service charges of the codified ordinances of the city of Eastlake with a sunset date for rate increases to read as such.
Is there a motion to suspend the rule requiring separate readings for reading of the whole? This is on first reading. Under legislation pending, will the clerk please read legislation 062503?
An ordinance authorizing the issuance of a conditional use permit to Kalima Shabazz doing business as Exquisite Spaces located at 36091 Vine Street, units 400 through 600, Eastlake, Ohio, 44095, and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion to suspend the rule requiring separate reading and readings in full? Is there a second? Second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Katsounis?
Yes.
Mr. Semming?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
No.
Ms. Kraniak?
No.
Ms. Schmidt?
No.
Ms. Castelli?
No.
Mr. Overstreet?
No. This will be on second reading, until third next week, or next time. We have no unfinished business, we have no new business, we move on to administrative reports.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, I'd like to thank all that were able to attend the city fireworks. As a reminder, fireworks are on the third due to MLB having a game on the fourth. We hope to have a meeting with the owners of the First Energy property later this week. These meetings have been scheduled in the past, been canceled by them on more occasions, but we're optimistic that we can get over there. And just some interesting things. Last week I officiated 2 weddings. That makes 5, I believe, for the year, and we only have 1 again Saturday. There are some news reports about the marijuana dispensary possibly on Vine Street. The company did not come to the city, that's not zoned appropriately for it. And we reached out to the property owner of Blockbuster I work with the promoters of Cruising for Cancer on the 20th in the city lot. I'll advise once that's done. I have a letter thanking the fire department from Lake Trans in response to the bus fire a couple weeks ago on 91. Thank you. And thoughts and prayers to the family of Officer Ritter, fallen Cleveland police officer. And with that, that concludes my report.
Questions from here? Smith?
For the 20th, is that of July or August?
This month.
Any other questions from here? Chief Wright? Chief Whittington?
Thank you, Mr. President. I agree with the mayor. I think the fireworks went off without it. Without a hitch, it was a good show. I think that's still a pretty nice venue for people to come and be able to watch that show with their family. It really was a busy weekend, probably region-wide. Watching in the news, the events in Montville with the crash. We had a boat capsized. We weren't directly involved with any of those. However, there was a lot of local stuff going on. We had some garage fires, we helped with meters and house fires and areas. So I think overall, starting the third up until probably today, it's been a pretty busy weekend. But we carried through it. Again, I think it was a good event. I think the city did well. Other than that,
Any questions for Chief Whittington? Chief Wright? We were kind of busy over the 4th weekend. I think in past years, we've actually been busier. I know there was discussion in other cities about no break approach to fireworks. I mean, if that was ever considered, we'd have to have a group just working to try to target that. Unfortunately, there's so many different variations from the mortar type, which we have warrants out for one guy, for house rattling type, and your typical fireworks that bottle rockets and things like that. We took a no discretion approach. I think we'd have as many people happy with it as we would be unhappy with it. During that weekend and the time around it, hopefully people got that out of their system. I don't know how people can afford it to do it much longer. But other than that, I think everything went pretty well, and no major issues other than a few minor arrests for the fireworks. So with that, no question. Any questions?
Yeah, I just want to clarify something. I was asked to give a parking account for the item that was on the agenda. That is what I did. I never said anything was illegal or anything. I was just explaining to you the history of the parking lot. That's it. Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Manuel? Mr. Costello?
Thank you, Mr. President. I have sent our monthly report out through email to everybody. I hope you received that. I have no formal report at this time, but I'm open for questions.
Any questions for Mr. Costello? Mr. Belich?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of council, Mr. Mayor. With the approval of the project today, we will get the contracts formally authorized and out to the contractors. Once that happens, we'll get pre-construction meetings scheduled, and we'll get some actual project schedules, which I will be able to share with council and the public.
Any questions for Mr. Belich? Ms. Shindell?
Thank you. Lake County bills for water, Lake County Utilities Department, and the Dover Sewer are the same bill. Lake County has been giving credit for water, but not a credit for sewer. So this credit that we will be providing to the residents, should it pass, will be administered in the same exact fashion as utility water. is also still for the Lake County Utilities Department. Also, while I can sympathize that it's very warm in here, I'm gonna tell you it's very warm in the police department. I can tell you that the fire department has leaks, and their equipment has to be replaced. All of our buildings here at City Hall need a lot of work. All of the buildings of the city of East Lake need a lot of work. But I can tell you, even though I'm sympathetic to the situation, that in 22, 23, and 24, we have put in, with the support of the county, because Mayor Morley went and got grants for it, $5.6 million into the stadium. So I know it's not perfect, folks. And even sitting here in this heat right now, we're sitting here for 8 hours a day in this heat. So we're doing our best with the money that we have, and that's what I'm telling you.
Any questions for me, Bill?
Mr. Clemmer?
Thank you, Mr. President. There was a couple of questions, really. One was about the sewer rate change, the 939.26, something about who's going to monitor the senior residents. Just so the residents know, anyone's watching this, there was no reduction for seniors until the mayor asked for it and council approved it. So it exists now, it did not exist before. It plainly reads senior residents enrolled in the Lake County Senior Citizen Discount Program shall be entitled to a discount of 15% on a foregoing basis, or on foregoing rates. The question seems to imply that council somehow has to address that. It's purely going to be a matter for the finance department to administer. I can't imagine it's brain surgery to monitor that, and I have complete confidence that Carol and her staff can manage that, just so the residents know that that is provided there. I was going to make the same comment about Dave. To go from what Dave described to you folks, to say that there was some illegal expansion and the suggestion that the directors aren't doing the job, is a leak that's not justified. And so any of the residents that are hearing that, when they hear somebody get up and talk about illegal actions and neglect by directors, unfortunately I have to respond because none of that is true. Mr. Menes told you there was no illegal expansion. It probably predated Dave even meeting with the department. The suggestion that our directors, the constant suggestion that our directors are somehow, and it seems to all fall on Mr. Menes and Richardell, are somehow neglecting our duties. Our CBO isn't just, say, a zoning person or a pure building inspector. CBO is a qualified, certified person. Carol Ann is a CPA. I mean, our engineer, of course, is an engineer. We have highly credentialed officials, unlike most cities and townships in Northeast Ohio, I would eventually say. So this common suggestion that they're neglecting something or something illegal happened, the residents who are seeing the meeting or reading the minutes should know that. Quite candidly, that's not true. If I saw it happening, or the mayor saw it happening, we would make sure that nothing illegal or neglectful was happening. And lastly, look, we're scheduled for a meeting with the captains on Thursday. The mayor invited me to this meeting. We're going to flush out a few things, but I've been with the city some 20 years to this point. I've been through 5 mayors. If you guys remember, there was even Mayor Spinner here. That's how we get to 5, and I had 5 with Mayor Spot. To suggest that the city, and most importantly, to suggest that the residents of the city have been great partners and completely patient with the cost to run that facility, the various changes in management, I don't want to say ups and downs because it's typically been nothing but down in attendance at the stadium, are not good partners and not willing to give to those people, those teams at the stadium is one of the most absurd things I've heard in a public comment in a long time. This city is constantly given, constantly open to having communications with the team and helping however we can. That money that came in large part was due to Mayor Moore. I mean, he's the one that advocated and pushed for everything to make that happen, using his good personality and his political relationships to make sure that happens for the benefit of the residents. The most recent controversy was this thing with regards to the toilet seat. I have my opinion on whether that should or should not have happened. The city was not made aware of that at all in advance, and I'm coming to learn the handling that went up are made of wood, as opposed to steel and what have you, as you typically see to keep residents safe, to keep it consistent. No alterations were done, requested from the city or approved. We don't even have any easy way to determine how those things are installed. I'm hoping that we're going to get to the bottom of it. But for anybody to come here and say, this city, and most importantly, its residents have not been good partners with that team, is really not fair. The residents deserve, to be treated with respect. They put up a lot with the budget that whole facility has affected us, and they deserve not to be talked about that. So, other than that, all the questions, I apologize for myself.
Questions for our moderator? Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned at 7:49 p.m.
I